All right, Shaner, we are live and action here at the Chaska Community Center for this matchup between your Trojans and the Chaska Chan. I think they're Hawks, maybe?
Yeah, winter Hawks or something.
This one's played out front, won by Chaska. They're going to enter the zone early. Good to see Kiana Wilson back on the ice and healthy.
Absolutely.
Played out to the board. Mead is going to come through neutralize. She'll give. Turned over, though, into the zone. Played out through Chaska. That one hits the shin of Noble on its way in. Smartly played back in by the forward for Chaska. Freed's going to pound this one to the corner, picked up and supported by Bubal. She's going to get harassed off the puck. That's a quick shot. Steered away to the corner by Angie. Mead will get this one through. We're going to get an icing call and our first freeze at 14:01 in the first period.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see a bit of a feeling out process here after a heated Dangle Fest game. I have a feeling the teams are going to play pretty conservative here to start, and then we'll probably see it open up about the end of the first here.
So first shift in the books for both teams. This will be Russo now winning out. That pops out to the point and out of the zone into neutralize. Picked up by Serge, who's going to come in on a 1-on-2. She puts one into the face mask. Picked up. Morris picks up some trash just in the circle. Can't quite bury.
Yeah, nice play there. Little turnover by Chaska. Off the rush, off to the races.
I missed what happened on the turnover, Shane, but next thing I saw was Suraju skating free. So Haran will play defense through the neutral zone. That's played forward through Chaska Chan. Abood hits the deck, played now to the corner, picked up by Morris. Morris will give way to the point, turned over. That's going to get the forward for Chaska Chan. Abood's now over to Heron. Suraju is going to get doubled up on the wall. That pops out to center ice, gathered up and replayed by Chaska Chan. Sits a stick in the air, bouncing puck over the stick of Haran. Going to give O'Leary for Chaska Chan a chance out front. Good look for Chaska Chan there. This is Hendricks now through neutral ice. Suraju, who's going to look to change, she'll dump to the corner, and Hendricks will have to chase. That takes an awkward Wayzata bounce off the wall and frozen for the moment.
Yeah, I like the start. You know, we're making simple plays. No high danger scoring chances at this point. Keep it simple, make hard plays.
Hendricks face off here to the right of the Chaska Chan goaltender. Won and played around the board by Hillman. Hillman to Fries. Fries will get pinched on the wall but find the puck on her backhand. Now Chaska Chan looking to escape their zone. That's played out to center ice. Joseph's going to pinch for the moment. She intercepts that one at the blue line. Sticky puck put in offsides. We're going to get a face-off just outside of the offensive zone.
I think it's important to deny Chaska the offensive zone. You put them in the offensive zone, you know, they've got some players, some highly skilled players who can dangle around, create space. Deny their zone. Let's play in their end all night.
So Hendricks with Fries and Hillman. Hendricks wins to Fries. That'll play to Joseph. That comes out of the zone and then offsides once again. We'll get to redo it all over just outside of the zone for Chaska Chan. Was one. Tried to play forward. Picked up by Joseph. Looks like the puck might be a little bit sticky today. Jinx has to dangle through two, turns over in the slot. Angie Alvarez into her sweater. She bottles that one up right quick. And we'll get a face-off to her left in the defensive zone. Bubalt's now to take the draw. That's one out to the point. Played up high over the top of the net. Noble will chase. Kurtz will now go after it behind her own net. That's off the wall and out of the zone. Mead's going to apply full pressure. That's a turnover. Bubaltz picks up. Wilson harasses but turns over. Now it'll be Chaska coming the other direction. That's a quick shot, gloved by Alvarez.
I think it's important. Like, we'll take those shots all day, right? Keep them to the outside, protect the middle of the ice. So far, D have had good gaps, and allowing Chaska to bring it in wide. Take those shots all day.
That's a quick drop by the official. Bubolz wins it back. Now it's possessed by Kurtz. Kurtz over to Noble. Noble takes a look at Wilson. That's up the wall, gathered up by Huh. That hits the shoulder of Alvarez, who didn't quite catch it cleanly with a glove. Intercepted, though. That's a centering pass and goal for Chaska. This looks very familiar to the first goal that we saw in Danglefest, Shane.
Yeah, so they've got some really talented players, but specifically number 21, Nichols. You cannot turn the puck over to her, especially in her office. You get the puck to her behind their net, she will make you pay for it.
This is one forward by Russo. Played around the board. Morris will intercept at the half wall, supported by Russo. That bouncing puck escapes the zone. Going to be dangerous if Freed can't clear. Comes in tight. Good structure play, cross eyes. Oh, Morris just missed the yell of Russo, who would have been skating free. That one's played back to Freed on the backhand from Aboud. Those two playing D partner for the first time this year. This one comes out through the slot dangerously. Same line on the ice. Sergiu is going to play that one into a shin, picked up by Russo, who will clear, but then again by Sergiu. Sergiu is going to give away to Russo. Russo's got a quick chance, not gloved by the goaltender for Chaska. Oh, little sticky puck on the wall for the favor of Wayzata. Now it's loose. Sergiu is going to be in by herself on 5. This one plays out through center ice as Chaska looking for a change. They're going to have an odd number. That one's played hard into the net and around. Wayzata will take a look around and look to posture up on defense. That comes out to the point. Wide shot just off the mark and over the top. Hendricks has some ice to work with. She's going to skate through the neutral zone, but be harassed off the puck just as she was about to cross the blue line. This one comes cross ice. Harn's going to have to battle for that one. She backhands out to the point. Fries will support. This one dangerously through the slot. Hillman's going to chase to the half wall. Jenks will pick this one up behind her own net. Now Fries. Fries has ice to work with, but she gives way to Hendricks. Finds it back on her stick as she comes through neutral ice. She gets tossed up at the half wall. Nobody injured in that play, so we can continue hockey. Bubolz now. She gets knocked off the puck. She's going to race to the corner with Nichols. Nichols will steer back around the circle, look to cycle, and in a dangerous spot. We cannot turn our backs, Shane, on that slot.
100%. She likes to find those soft areas, and they cycle it really, really well. So we got to protect the soft areas.
Bubolz in on the forecheck. She gets dumped for the effort. Picked up by Wilson. Wilson cross ice to Bubolz. Back to Wilson. Wilson will try to drag across. And now we'll get a penalty here on Bubolz here with 8:24 in the first period.
I didn't see that one. It was likely a makeup call for the obvious horse collar tackle. I guess you'd call that giving the hook off stage.
I thought that one was coming on number 6 for Wayzata, but it was against number 6.
Yeah, it was pretty clear, the penalty. Sometimes referees, they don't have the reaction time, and then it waits too long and they don't make the call. But nice makeup call there.
So Wayzata will get a power play here. Joseph to meet on the half wall. She'll give way to Bubolz. Bubolz will look. She's got plenty of ice to work with. Back to Bubolz. She'll walk through the slot, put one low for a driving Wilson, who just overskated the puck. That one's going to hit a stick. It'll be a race to the corner with Joseph. Little slash effort on the stick of Joseph. She'll win that battle in the corner and give way to Kurtz. Kurtz back to Joseph. Joseph has ice to skate to. Now Mead cross to Wilson. Wilson can't get the handle. That'll be quarterbacked by Chaska Chan. They'll enter, cross the red line, clear, awkward bounce off the wall, and they're going to get a change. Now up to Wilson. Wilson's going to find a breaking Mead, who's got Russo. I'm not sure where that pass was heading to, but another turnover as we reach the 1 minute mark of this power play. So Joseph now, she'll look out to Suraju. That clears the zone, turned over and picked up. Russo's going to have to chase. It'll be a keep away game for Chaska Chan here in neutral ice as they can just kill time with 42 seconds and ticking in this power play. Freed now gives way to, looks like Noble. Noble will skate. She'll come cross ice to Suraju, who gathers. She can walk in. She's going to play to the corner, around the net, over to Russo, back to Suraju. Now Russo once again. Russo up the wall, gathered by Noble. It'll be Suraju with a grade A chance, backhanded, and picked up by Russo. Now to the corner, out to Freed. Freed will walk the line. That one did escape the zone, and we're going to get an offsides on Wayzata.
Little 5-on-3 action for 5 seconds, and then continuing to a 4-on-4 power play. But you know, I always say when you're drawing penalties, you're doing things right. And you know, that was a good shift. Good shift by Wayzata there.
So face off Russo here. She'll tie her girl up, win over to Morris. Now it's going to be Russo one-on-one. She's got Suraju. Surju's going to look to the corner and just wide. I think that was got the blocker of the goaltender for Chaska Chan.
Yeah, very close. She just caught the shoulder, I think. Great shot.
So Wayzata will continue their power play here. Freed, oh, a little rush shot, and it's going to find Chaska Chan alone. That one's played across. Oh man, dangerous wall play.
Yeah, Chaska player did a good job there protecting herself, keeping her head up. Just kind of lost her balance in a puck battle.
Russo now, that one's loose, but then corralled at the last minute by the goaltender for Chaska Chan. Pretty even matchup here, Shane, although we're reaching our 3rd minute of power play time for Wayzata.
Yeah, we'd like to have, you know, you always want to see at least some good opportunities, some good shots on that. We've had one, I think, but like anytime you're out, man, you want to have at least some shots on that, some good scoring chances.
So Hendricks will walk through the seam. She's going to feel out this PK for Chaska Chan. Arnold put one through traffic. That makes its way through to the goaltender, but steered to the side. Harn's going to hold that one at the zone. She'll dangle through a little bit of traffic. She's going to have to chase to the corner now. Played around the boards. Now Hendricks at the circle. Out to the point, Fries back to Hendricks. Hendricks will take a look. She'll find Fries again. She'll put one through, just wide of the net. Played over to Hendricks. Hendricks can walk out. Now Harn. Harn will put one through traffic. That one's loose. Hillman just misses one through the blue paint. 20 seconds left in the power play for Wayzata. This one will play out, and we're going to get icing with 12 seconds in the power play for Wayzata.
Some really good shots from Maddie Heron there, getting pucks through, looking for sticks, keeping the puck low. Opportunities created from it. Hendricks
Loses the draw. It'll be 9 seconds left in the power play for Wayzata and ticking. Dangerous. This one just out of the reach of the forward for Chaska Chan, and it'll be an icing with 1 second. So let's pay attention, Wayzata, to how much time is left on this PK. Win the face-off, but possess the puck because somebody's coming in hot out of that penalty box.
100%. Got to have your head on a swivel here.
We've also tied. Now they've got pressure. Abood pinching at neutral ice. That's a shot over the top of the goal. Buboltz will gather that one. She'll go cross ice to Mead. Mead picks that one up at the center ice. She'll dump in, and your Wayzata forecheck will go to work. Wilson gets shivved out of the way. Played up the wall. Held by Joseph. A little bit better officiating in this game than we've seen in the last couple, Shane.
Well, they can also see the lines, which is good.
That's fair. That's fair. A little better rink maintenance here in the Chaska Community Center than some of the other rinks we've been in lately. So that's one by Freed. Freed will play it in deep. Played up the wall. Wilson will harass. Buboltz will support. Now it's Chaska Chan looking to escape the zone. That one's played loosely out through center ice. Jinx is going to put pressure here. She'll gather for the moment into the snowbanks. Get pinched off for the effort. Now Mead will pick that one up. She's got to dump because she needs to come off for a change. So Russo on with Sergiu. Joseph holds that one at the blue line. That one escapes. Should have been offsides. Late whistle. And we'll get another face-off outside of the Wayzata offensive zone.
Yeah, we got District 6 refs tonight, I believe. Usually pretty good referee increase.
Russo wins this one forward, but then possessed by Chaska Chan. Got to move our feet, Wayzata. Can't get caught standing flat-footed. So Jenks will gather this one behind her own net. Give way to Joseph. Nobody's there to support. Russo now comes in late. Morris and Russo out to Jenks. That's in the feet. That should be a tip, and we will get a penalty here for Wayzata. And they will be playing their first power play of this hockey game at 2:44 in the first period. So I think Morris is going to be guilty of that one.
Okay, Blue, let's go.
Looks like Russo with Sergiu on the PK forward line and Freed that's Noble with Kurtz. That's played out to the point. D-to-D pass, that tips through, hits a skate harmlessly to the corner. Noble will posture up as Chaska Chan looks for a seam. They're going to skate around, now gives way to the point over the defense. Russo will recover there, hits her skate dangerously through the slot. Now out to the point, pinch, hold by Chaska Chan. That one hits a blade and it's out of the zone. Sergiu's going to give chase. Now it's up ice. Noble's going to gather that one. She'll look cross ice out to Hendricks. She'll play to center ice. She gets her stick lifted. And now into the skate of Chaska Chan. Hendricks trying to get one in deep. She has to dust that one off for the moment and does. Sergiu will chase. 1 minute gone in this power play for Chaska Chan. Hendricks intercepts that escape attempt by Chaska Chan. That one's out. Played now to Kurtz. Kurtz will get the line. She'll give way to Fries, fresh off the bench. That one's in some feet. Played high off the wall. Back into the zone, and Chaska Chan will look to set something up to escape here. That one pinched hard by Kurtz, dangerously. That comes out forward, just out of the reach of the driving forward for Chaska Chan. Now they've got numbers 3-on-2. That's a shot deflected up high by the goaltender for Wayzata Alvarez. This one comes through, 11 seconds left in the PK for Wayzata. That one falls out to center ice. It's going to roll. Goaltender watches it, just scoot past.
Just a bit outside.
So we'll get icing with 3 seconds left in the power play for Chaska Chan, 47 seconds left in the period. It'll be Buboltz taking the face-off to the left of goaltender Alvarez. She's got Freed, Wilson, and Abood with her. This is one, tied up out front. That one's out front, held, it's loose. Buboltz gathers it up. She'll go hard to the board. Good stick work by number 8 of Chaska Chan to hold the zone. 30 seconds, and Wayzata's full strength. That one pops out to the line, but not out. Now it's on dangerous forward. That one's into the backside of a forward for Chaska Chan. Buboltz is going to try to get the line. No icing called there. I'm not sure why, but they gave us one.
They give you a foot to 2 feet of leeway.
Little give.
Which we didn't see in Blaine.
So Aboud's going to pick that one up and walk out the first period. So at the end of one, it's Chaska Chan up 1-0, Shane.
Yeah, so far, our girls have elevated their play compared to yesterday's game, much slower-paced game. They seem to match up well with this Chaska team, because we're fast. The Chaska's fast, they move the puck fast, and we've got some speed, we've got some team speed.
Skill and speed and speed, right,
yeah.
Shane? That's kind of the matchup here. You get nobody's going to out-muscle one another in this game.
And shots are 8 to 7 in favor of Chaska, but I always look at it by high danger scoring chances, and I consider obviously their goal. Maybe they had a couple more, so maybe 3. I would say we had a couple really good scoring chances as well, so maybe 3-2. So very, very even game for sure.
So Wayzata will gather here in between periods, Shane, and look to kind of crack the code here to get some high scoring chances. Alvarez been strong in the net tonight. I think a little bit of a defensive breakdown in front of her didn't give her much of a chance to save the one goal that has found its way to the back of the net.
Yeah, 100%. Nothing she could do on that play. I think the message from the coaches is probably, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Let's continue to make hard plays. Let's maintain more possession in the offensive zone and get some pucks to the net. We have yet to really test this Chaska goalie and see if she can hang on to pucks, not let rebounds out. I think some zone time is warranted, getting some pucks to the net.
So Buboltz will be on with Mead and Wilson. We've got Aboud and Freed back here. That one's won by Wayzata. It'll play in deep. Buboltz will look to go to work. That'll be on the board. Kiana Wilson's going to have to chase the corner. That one's out to center ice. It's going to be one of the Hutt twins carrying. Aboud steers that one off for the moment. Now it's played hard into the corner. Don't turn your backs, girls. Take a look. That one's out front. Loose for the moment. Straight A chance there for Chaska Chan. Aboud's going to chase that one down, but played and possessed still by Wayzata. That's a dangerous shot. Last minute stick lift off as a fan. Wilson can't gather on the half board, and that'll be played around to Aboud. Aboud will play up the wall. Mead's going to have to gather that one. She does, but steered off as she tries to exit. Now Buboltz trying to play it on the wall. Freed's going to have to pick up that one. Back to Aboud. Now Mead. Mead will play out into the skates of the defenseman for Chaska Chan. So this will be Aboud into the skates of a defenseman. She can play deep, and they can look for a much needed change. Not sure why we got the whistle there. Do we get a net off?
Oh, looks like the net's off. No, I'm not sure. Mysteries.
Mystery whistle. Russo will try to win that one forward. Held strong though. That one plays through. It'll be Jenks in a race with number 8. She gets steered off. The attempt just off the mark. Now it'll be Sergiu. Sergiu can enter with speed. She puts one off the post.
Evelyn showing some really good speed there. Just hit another gear.
She recognized that she was going to get a chance if she stepped on the gas and absolutely rose to the occasion. This one comes cross ice. Now that one's out. Not sure that's going to have the gas. It does. and we'll get an icing at 12:56 in the second period.
Okay, blue.
So Russo to take this face off to the right. That one's won back by Chaska Chan. Sergio will apply pressure. She'll play up the wall, pinch her girl off at the half wall. Now over to Morris. She'll be expected to hold there. Now we get another whistle. Oh, we are going to get a late penalty on Sergio for a roughing. I didn't see his hand go up immediately. Thought it was a pretty hard played puck, but nonetheless a little too much.
Yeah, in my opinion, maybe a little bit of a soft call there. I was at the Minnesota Gophers women's game last night playing Penn State. It was full out body checking basically. So I think that call was maybe a little soft.
So this will be one picked up by Hillman. Hillman's going to get the red line. She'll play a rolling puck through and deep into the zone. Intercepted at mid-ice by Hillman. However, that'll be played in deep, but we'll get icing as seems like we're going to get a 2-foot, but not 3-foot forgiveness in this hockey game.
All right.
This will be Hendricks. Face-off won by Chaska Chan. Played around, looking to exit the zone. They'll look forward. Just out of the zone. Softly played, but in nonetheless. They'll enter. That's dangerously out front. Loose for the moment. Alvarez will have that. She'll freeze it and lay on it to get a stoppage at play at 12:03 in the second period. 1:21 left in the power play for Chaska Chan. Now Russo with Noble, Fries, and Free. This one's played through the slot, comes out to the point, top of the circle. That'll be a shot deflected and in on a loose puck that couldn't be gathered or cleared by Wayzata. Gives a power play goal for Chaska Chan at 11:52 in the second period. It puts them up 2-0 for the Stormhawks.
Yeah, it's a game of little things, and the first thing I noticed there, Chris, on our face-off, we aren't lined up, or our D's not lined up on their wing. Where did the puck go to? Right to their wing, and they maintain possession. That would have been out of their zone. That's just a mistake made. Whether they're coached to do that or the player decides to do that, you got to line up with your winger.
So this will get Meade entering the zone. She'll put the brakes on at the half wall, give back out to the point. Noble's going to get one through, tipped by Buboltz, but glove saved by the goaltender for Chaska Chanhassen. So a little bit of an opportunity there for Noble. Got one in and through as the C's parted.
Yeah, nice shot there. Nice tip too.
Face-off win, played around the board. Bouncing puck escapes Freed's body and stick. Meade will play that one through center ice. Wilson will dump. She'll drag at the blue line, ill-advised. Trip for the effort. Buboltz will play. Now it's into the corner for the forwards, so the forwards can change. This one's fanned on, but then it's a one-on-one. Freed thought about pinching. She's going to be caught a little bit flat-footed, but no harm. Played hard to the corner. Doubled up by two Wayzatas. Russo's got to get out of there. Now Meade up the board. She can enter with speed. She's got Sergio with her. She enters just off sides.
Oh, nice try by
as she tries to put the brakes on and get the pass over to free Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio saw daylight there and she took off. Abby couldn't hang on.
So Wayzata completes the change here with Sergio, Morris, and Russo. This one's tied up out front. Sergio's going to find it on her stick. She'll play to the corner. She'll chase. She'll win that race up the board. Now Russo steered away. Hard pinch. Good back check by Wayzata. Held though by Chaska Chan, played to the corner. Harn will play around to Abood, now up the wall to Morris. Morris will clear the zone, steered off the puck. Russo's gonna get away from contact. She'll play it in hard and deep. Russo, line mate coming off for a change. It'll come in with a fresh fries. Harn is gonna attempt there, held for the moment. If Harn hustles, she's gonna have a chance. She puts one quickly through a high slot with a waiting Hendricks. Abood's gonna play this one up and then back into the corner, back to Hendricks. Played out front, it's gonna find, looks like Olsen for Chaska Chan. She's gonna enter with some speed, find Hillman defending. She'll look behind the office, plays through the slot. Hendricks intercepts, but loose and just off the mark and wide. That plays up the board. Maddie Harn's gonna find a streaking Hendricks through center ice. That'll be out of the reach and play to the corner. Hillman, still with fresh legs, she's gonna get pinched off in the corner. But she's gonna have a chance there. That's loose in the mixer, played now to the corner once again. Hillman finds a gift there. She'll get a quick shot just off the mark. She needs to come off the ice. She's at the end of her shift. Bubolt's on, plays through center ice. Jenks now gathers that one up, looks hard. That'll be a shot on net and covered. And we'll get a freeze at 8:45 after a little bit of action and a little bit of life from your Wayzata Trojan.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that play from Jenks. She made the turn, didn't see anybody. Nothing wrong with just putting it on net.
Bubolt's will win this face off to Mead. Mead plays out to the point, bouncing puck gathered by Joseph. That one, held. Nice play by Joseph to get it in deep. Bubolt's will chase. Brakes put on by Hub, broken ankle. This one finds Sergio in a dangerous spot. It's loose. Still loose. Another shot out front. Played by Sergio. A driving Joseph screams for the puck, but Wayzata didn't have enough possession to find her. This one hits the side of the goal. Bubolt's out front. She'll play hard to the corner. Held. 2-on-1. Sergio's going to support as Bubolt's ties up. Is that Sergio? I'm sorry, that's Russo on the half board. Russo now will walk through the circle. Held now by Joseph. Joseph's going to get a look. That deflected it in! That deflected up, I think, from Sergio from a shot from Joseph at the point. That's Russo taking credit on the goal.
Yeah, it definitely was tipped. Nice keep by Lydia, nice shot. Changed directions and caught the goalie high. I think that's Wayzata's strength. I mean, if you look at our strengths versus where their weaknesses is in my coaching time, you want to try to exploit that. I think their weakness is their defense and maintaining zone pressure. If we get it in to their end and buzz around and keep pucks in, I think we're going to get some scoring opportunities.
So this will be Morris. She gets an awkward puck off the wall. Kurtz will pinch and hold in the neutral zone. Somebody's got to back out of there. This is played up the wall. A little bit of life in the feet of Wayzata here as they can smell blood with 7:52 in the second period. Played around the net. Sergio's going to play that one to the corner. She plays hard. She's harassed by two Stormhawks. Sergio up the wall. That one's played deep. So Morris will chase this one to the corner. She'll battle. She'll hold the wall for the moment. Hendricks in late to support. Hendricks will hold. She'll climb the wall. She'll look cross ice. That's an intercepted by O'Leary of Chaska Chan. She's got speed as she enters. She's going to drive hard to the net. She gets dragged down for the effort, and we're going to get a penalty. Third penalty for Wayzata here at 7:22 in the second period.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that call there, Chris. I mean, it was a puck battle. Girl felt like she lost her balance, but that's hockey. I mean, puck battles, sure. Did the other player fall down? I get frustrated with the officiating where they seem to only call it if you fall down, whereas if that girl doesn't fall down, there's no problem.
This is played around, won by Wayzata. So I think it's a trip on Noble at 30. That's up the board and held by Chaska Chan. Dangerous step with players down on the ground. Posture up, Wayzata. Cover the zones. Freed's got to get back to her position. That one comes through. Corralled by Alvarez. Quick whistle. Saves the goal.
Yeah, rebounds are important against a team like this. Gotta maintain.
This one's won by Chaska Chan. Stormhawks played through the feet and on net. Alvarez steers that one to the corner. Aboud chasing, finds herself a little bit out of position. It's played to the corner by Freed. Aboud's got her girl out front. That one's in the circle, out to the point now. Through traffic, Fries recognizes, knocks that one out. Not going to have the steam for icing gathered by the Stormhawks, and they'll look to enter with speed. Cross ice, hits a skate, bounces through, and clean. Offsides, Chaska Chan.
He was on it. He was on that one. Mr. Aboud was also on that. Caught that right away.
Little hometown cooking from Mr. Aboud, maybe. Russo tries to win that one forward. Played out to the point. That'll be Nichols. She'll walk in. She'll steer through. She puts one over the top of the net. Out to the point. That one's knocked down in front. Rolling puck held by Chaska Chan defense. Russo will play that one out of the zone. Give herself a chance to posture up. Now through center ice, it'll be Olsen entering, Aboud playing defense. That one's wide and off the mark. Plays out to the point to Nichols, who picks it off a snowbank. Little give and go action. Played hard out front. Russo's going to get there. Hillman can't quite win the race. That'll be picked up, played through and steered away, and held at 5:31 in the second period. 10 seconds left in the power play for the Stormhawks.
Really good job there, taking away Audrey's space, just maintaining, keeping her to the outside. And sometimes the more you go at them with speed, the more they will go right around you.
Huboltz wins this one back to the corner. Harn will play it up the board and around. Held through the slot, now behind the net. Jenks will offer for the moment, then she'll look to get back in on defense. Well, so Wayzata full strength. Good look for the goaltender Alvarez, who gloves that one out of the air. And we're back full strength for Wayzata. So Huboltz will take this face off to the right of goaltender Alvarez. Played through the middle. That was a quick shot. Can't quite get through traffic. Bouncing puck in a dangerous high slot. Alvarez has to steer that one away. Wilson gets pinched on the half board. Huboltz in late to support. Now picked up by Harn. Harn finds the skate of a sneaky forward for Chaska Chan. Huboltz in on the support. That'll be held at 5:07. Now it's loose. Wraparound attempt. Nice shot. Just fanned by the Chaska Chan Stormhawks. Mead's going to play this one through her skates at center ice. Goal kicked, net kicked off at the last moment to avoid that attempt. That's a quality goaltender move, Shane, if you ask me.
Yeah, Angie pushed across hard. I give her all Angie the credit there. I mean, she got across. Nice play by Audrey. Obviously, would have been a nice goal, but when that came off, that's the rules. What do you do?
So Russo wins this one. Suraju will play this one out to the points. She picks it off. This one now into the corner. Kurtz is going to be forced to pick it up behind her net. She reverses over to Joseph. Suraju picks it off the wall, turns over at the circle. Now Joseph. Joseph will reverse again. Suraju not quite anticipating that play. Pops out of the zone, and it'll be 3 Wayzata forwards. They got to be careful. That one's picked up and offsides for Suraju. Lexi couldn't quite gather up her edge to get out of the zone, and Suraju found a gift on her blade.
Nice to stay out of the box here. Created a little momentum. I feel like we had some momentum there for a little while. Took a penalty.
Sergio Russo with a nice attempt. This will come out of the zone. Played through center ice. Joseph intercepts. She finds a streaking Russo through middle ice. Can't quite get the handle there. Pinned on the board and into the snow. Russo bouncing stick. Bouncing puck over the top of her stick. Now through. This one's bladed to the side by the defenseman for Wayzata. Kurtz finds Hendricks. Hendricks gets picked off the puck. Sergio looking to come off. Hendricks is a 2-on-1, finds a blade, and Fries late off the bench. No speed. Oh, Freed can't quite get a handle on that one. It's tied up at center ice. A little bit of sloppy play by both teams here. But Fries with the effort on the wall. That one now pops free and is dumped into the Chaska offensive zone. Not sure where that play was headed to. Centering attempt steered away by the Wayzata defense.
A little tough stuff there. I like it. A little battle.
Noble. Supported by Hendricks. Hendricks going to find that one out. Now to the point. Point's going to put it back in deep. Noble chases. She'll pinch to the corner. Dangerous shot. Bladed by Alvarez and covered at 2:27 here in the second period. Shots are 17-13 in favor of the home team, Stormhawks.
Like I said, let's get back to playing in their end. That's our strength. That's their weakness. Let's go do it.
This is won by Chaska Chan. Held. A little bit of circle movement. Harn's going to play it around to Abood. Abood will pick that one up behind her own net and play it into the skates of Mead. Mead's going to play up the board, but it's going to be a turnover. Buboltz will chase, though. She's going to harass just enough to get help from Mead, but Wayzata's going to be able to hold that puck in deep. Wilson's going to chase. Reversed. Mead, if she hustles, can get there. Abood's going to pinch hard to hold. Now she'll walk in through the zone, finds Wilson, who can't quite blade that one in. Mead plays back around again to Wilson. Now Buboltz. Up the ice, through center ice. Abood dangerously gets that one played away. Still in a bad spot. That's offsides by Chaska Chan, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off outside of the offensive zone.
Close call there. Close call.
Officials will talk this one through. Make sure they got the right placement for this face-off. It'll be Russo winning it forward. Russo will play to the wall. She can enter. She'll get a quick shot on net. Can't be gathered by the goaltender. That'll play around and up the wall. That's a trip. A little bit of bad ice there. And fortune for Wayzata. That one gets through. Comes loose for the moment, but then corralled by the goaltender for Chaska Stormhawks.
Nice gather there by Heron. Quick shot on that. That's what we need. Get pucks to net, get buys to net. This goalie's going to leave some rebounds.
This one's won by Chaska Chan to the corner. Two Wayzata Trojans in on the forecheck. That's Morris and Surge, who have worked well together all year. Hard pinch by Joseph here creates a turnover. That's Surge who's going to play hard to the corner. Supported for the moment. Now Russo's going to find one top of the shot into the sweater of the goaltender for Chaska Chan.
That's what we need, Chris. Hold the zone, create those turnovers, create some space, get some shots on net. This has been a good shift so far.
It's nice to see Russo getting rid of her yips, no longer shooting over the top of the net.
Right, she's firing the puck.
She's firing the puck. So Russo will take this face off. It's one back, possessed and harassed by Wayzata though. Up the wall and out of the zone. It'll be Joseph gathering, plays to Jinx. Morris will play off the wall and be able to hold hard to the corner. She's needs support. Sergio will come in late to support. Got to dig this one out with 25 seconds. Wayzata will come out with it. Held for the moment. Now it's out. 18 seconds and ticking for Wayzata. This is a grade A chance. Oh! Go through the blue paint. Didn't find its way home. Great opportunity for Wayzata, but now with 6 seconds is going to be the dangerous player on the ice. Steered away to the corner. 2 seconds, 1 second, and we are out of this game, period. Down 1 goal for Wayzata.
Yeah, to be honest, Chris, you asked me at the start of this game, do you want to be down 2-1 going to the third? That's not a bad place to be. Girls have been playing hard. I think 5-on-5, we've taken a lot of momentum. And I would say put zone time. I'd say we'd have more offensive zone time than them 5-on-5.
No question about it. Feeling good about where we're at in this game. I mean, a couple adjustments here maybe in the second after the second period in the locker room, and come out and get ready to play a battle in the third period.
Here we go.
So we'll get an ice cleaning. We'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, start of the third period here at the Chaska Community Center. Wayzata Trojans and the Chaska Chan Stormhawks in a grinder of a battle, Shane.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. You know, that's all you can ask for when you want watching a hockey game or you're watching your kid play. You just want them in a competitive environment, making themselves better, and that's what we've got here. We're a good match with this team. Let's see if we can't get a W out of it.
So Bubolt's on with Wilson and Mead. That's going to be won by Wayzata, but then picked up through center ice by Chaska Chan. Wilson catches an edge, shot on net, gloved by Alvarez. Just 7 seconds into this, we're going to face off in the defensive zone for Wayzata. This one's won back to the wall, chased by Freed, up on the glass, picked up by Noble. Noble will play up to Mead, Mead out to center ice. Olsen's going to pick that one up. Buboltz looks to intercept, supported nicely by Mead, now out through center ice. 13 for Chaska Chan looks. They've got a loose player in the dangerous spot in the slot. Played to the corner. Freed recognized that late, was a little bit delayed to the draw, and put a chance on net for the Stormhawks early here in the third period.
Yeah, notice, so Chaska seems like they're playing with 12 players. They've got their two best offensive players now playing forward. One of them, they've alternated D. So you've got Garrity and Nichols. We got 21 and 13. They put them on the same line.
One's through a slot, tied up by Freed. Freed's not a dumb player by any means. In fact, she's quite intelligent. She sniffed that one out, said, I'm not going to get tricked twice by that one. She'll play up the wall to Wilson. A little bit of slow action here in the third. Mead's going to play that one out of the zone, turn over though, and give a chance to the Trojans. It's going to find Mead with Nichols. Nichols knows she needs to get off, but she's going to stay on for 2 shifts, it looks like. Now it'll be a Hull coming in over the top of the net. Suraju is going to find, she'll get hooked at the board, no call. Freed will play around the board over to Aboud. Aboud's going to try to put one through the skates, eventually gets one up to Morris. Morris gets picked off. Russo onside, held loose. Russo gathers that one up, finds it in a lucky spot. Oh, couldn't quite get enough muscle on it, and it's gloved by the goaltender of the Stormhawks.
I love Wayzata winning loose puck battles. I mean, that's a big piece of the game is just winning those loose puck battles. Christie comes away with it, gets a scoring chance.
Wayzata now through the zone. That one comes to Morris. Morris, surprised by the puck, can't quite handle and misses the net. This one's played around, a little hot for Suraju. I think the net's off. In fact, it is.
I think it's a net thing, Chris.
I think we got a mooring issue on the net on that side, Shane.
Yeah, maybe condensation. It's probably a condensation issue. It's science.
High condensation, low temperatures outside. You never know what's going to happen to the rink. This one's pinched hard by Haran. Surgery's going to have to get on her horse. Aboud with a good back check. Tapped to the side by the goaltender Alvarez. That one pops out of the zone. I got to tell you, Shane, these officials are on it tonight.
They are on point. They haven't missed one yet.
So now Hendricks looking across the dot to her classmate, Nichols. Hillman's going to try to win that battle. Fries, little miscommunication there. Turns over the puck for Wayzata. Can't be loose and free with the puck here. This one comes out to the point to a dangerous spot. Now loose, walked in tight.
Nice recovery there by Hendricks. She was off the wall, got back to the front of the net, picked up a stick.
Alvarez wisely covers that one. Tied up at center ice. That one's a shot on net. Face-off looked like a freeze frame play, like those two do it every other day at gym. This one comes out. Jenks will have to chase the corner. Steered to behind the net. Joseph's going to pick that one up. It's loose. Wobbling puck. Now out to center ice, cross ice to Hillman. Hillman's can go with speed if she wants. She'll take a good hard look. That was loose. Goal! Hendricks ties this ball game up.
PAP, a pass off pad. Hillman going wide, you know she's shooting. And Hendricks went to the right spot. Puck came in.
We see Hillman down at Father Hillman down in the corner, just losing his mind.
Yeah,
on that goal.
He's a passionate guy. We can respect that.
So we got a tied hockey game here at 11:34 in the third period. This one up the wall. Played out front. Joseph's gonna, look good reverse pass. Hard shot to the opposite end. Far side, goaltender Alvarez that was just off the mark. It's still loose in the slot. This is a dangerous, good, hard attempt by Chaska Chan to come in, but they will come out of the zone and back in off sides. Wouldn't expect anything less from Chaska Chan off of that.
Yep, they've
goal.
got, they're going to respond. We got to be ready for it.
Buboltz tied up. It'll be Mead. Mead's going to just out of the reach. Buboltz will find a little bit of space. She'll try to push through a body. Wilson's going to chase to the corner. She'll fake up off the wall. She'll reverse. Now that's to the slot off the wall. Kurt's going to try to put one in. That one's loose at center ice. Played out front. It's going to be a race. Kurtz is going to have to hustle. She wins. Played to the wall. Oh, that's a turnover right to the slot. Finds a skate of Mead, thankfully. Shane, I know you weren't on color last night, but Adam and I were talking about projecting passes. We can't project passes.
Yeah, it's almost the reverse. You got to use deception as your tool. You know, everybody, I think, in the rink knew she was passing it to the middle, which is, the right play if you make it right away, right?
So Noble will play behind her net to a boot up to Morris. Nice breakout attempt there. Lexi's got a step. She's harassed. Russo can enter. She's tripped up at the last moment. Now Suraju up the half wall. She'll gather. Aboud's going to put it back in the corner. Hits the skate of the official. Still maintained. That finds a skate in a dangerous place out front. Well, we would say that's a mixer. Wayzata smelling it here. Corralled by the goaltender of Chaska Chan.
Yeah, a little switch of momentum. Momentum is in hockey is such a tool, and when you feel it, you've got to go. You got to find that extra gear. You got to create chances.
So he's going to find a boot out front. That hits a body on its way through. Suraju pops up over the top of the net. It's going to find Chaska Chan coming the other direction. That's played off the wall. Good play by Freed and back out of the zone. Nichols will gather at center ice. She's going to look for space. Screened was Morris. Nichols circling for a seam. She's going to look back. Good give and go play. Steered away by Morris. Morris then played hard. Tied up at the corner. Then pops out in the circle. Russo. Lexi gets shoved off on the way. Now that one's out front, over the top of the net. It's Freed and Aboud playing defense with Russo, Suraju, and Morris. That's in the skates. Oh, bad turnover there in the high slot. Now Morris up the wall. She's going to have to tip. Can't quite clear the stick of number 15. Now we're out of the zone. Forward's looking for a much-needed change.
Right away.
Freed will gather. She's going to look cross ice. That's a projected pass intercepted. Walked into the slot. Knocked down by Alvarez. Now up the wall. Jenks is going to have to chase that one to the corner. She overskates. Walks through a seam is the Stormhawk forward. She's going to be harassed by Hillman. She'll give way to Suraju. Now out to the point. That's off the mark. That one's out front, looking for a little bit of English. Momentum changing now in favor of the home team.
Yeah, you got tired legs out there on D.
Wayzata's got to dig deep here to get out of the zone and get the change, much needed change. This one's frozen on the wall. Hendricks is going to grab that one. She knows she needs to get out. Now Hillman will drag through the ice. She'll get the line. So to hold ice, you need much needed change for the defenseman. So now it's Harn with Jinx. Harn's going to walk the line here. She'll put one through traffic, hits the glove of Fries. Quick shot by Hendricks, block save by Chaska Chan. Hard shot by Fries, just over the top of the net. Now Jinx gonna fan on it. Chaska Chan, if they hustle, has got numbers. A driving Fries and a great stick save by Harn, just fresh off her second game back from injury. Bubolt's on with Mead. Mead overskates that one. Buboltz will intercept this one at center ice. She'll gather. She's got the corner. She can drive the net. She'll put one out front and loose. Gathered and corralled by 35, the goaltender for Chaska Chan.
I love that play by Buboltz. She intercepts the puck, gets some speed, drops the shoulder, throws it in front, get in the mixer.
In spite of her dad's comments, she made the right play. That one's played through, comes through the circle. Chaska Chan will exit the zone, and they're going to come in with speed. Quick shot on net, steered to the corner by Angie Alvarez. 6:26 left in this hockey game. This one will poke through. Played out front. Alvarez has to make two great saves on that attempt. She put that one out to where nobody was and then got one as a gift back into the Trojan head on her sweater.
Yeah, a little lucky there. Puck comes free in the neutral zone to the most dangerous player.
That one's won forward by Chaska Chan. Buboltz will chase the corner. Now Joseph. Picked up by Buboltz, played around the board. Mead's going to have to hustle. Hard pinch by Chaska Chan. These are two very, very similar teams, Shane.
100%. They're both fast, both battle.
Unafraid of overcommitting on some defensive pinches. That one's in through the high slot. Picked up now by Wilson. Wilson's got ice if she wants it. She'll play it around. She can walk. Tries to drag through, but loses the handle. Picked up by 21, Nichols of the Chaska Chan. Overskated by Morris, and we got a fall. Alvarez knocks that one down with her face mask. Not much of a freer chance than there, Shane.
Yeah, nope. Angie playing in the right spot. Big save there. Almost a game-saving save, in my opinion.
Morris plays that one hard to the corner. Russo's going to come in one-on-one. She can dangle. She'll come through. Oh, she projected her shot, and that one's covered up at the last moment by the goaltender.
Nice little move there by Russo. Goalie played that really, really well. She stayed patient, stayed with it.
Kind of anticipated the backhand was coming.
She did. She was there. Christie had nothing.
Suraju will play this one to the corner. She's alone, gets supported by Morris. Now she'll go back into her slot spot. That one hits a stick on its way out, pinched by Noble. Good back check hustle by Morris. No hand in the air. We get a free play. Played out of the zone. Now Russo's going to be one-on-one again. Two on one. Oh, she little bit of deep. Finds the upper corner at 4:30 in the third period to put Wayzata up 3-2.
Great patience. Christie came across the blue line, looking pass, thinking pass, and because she looked, created deception. The D on the 2-on-1 cheated more to pass, gave Christie a lane, and she took advantage.
A little bit of deception, like look to Suraju coming in late, drew the eyes of the defender, and then saw the chance for her
100%.
This one's one hard. Got to withstand the storm of Wayzata. That's a shot off the face-off from Nichols that hits the top bar and out of the arena. So we'll get a face-off in the Wayzata zone. Line change coming.
Face-off should actually be outside to hit the crossbar untouched. I don't know. I forget the rule on that, Chris. I feel like when I was playing,
you were asking the wrong guy.
I feel like if it went off the crossbar and went out of the play,
well, they're going to talk about it for the moment. No, they're not. They had to get a puck. So face-off take here with, I believe, Hendricks. She wins to Harn. Harn will play around the board to Hillman. Hillman's going to play up the board. Held for the moment. That'll clear the zone. Has to be played by Chaska defenseman. They're going to play out to the point. That one comes through the neutral zone. Harn over to Fries. Fries is going to have to battle just out of her reach. Ooh, that one's dangerously played out front. And Hendricks buries that one. A puck luck found that one in the high slot chain, and Hendricks knows what to do with it.
You know what? You create your own luck, and Lulu Fries created some luck there with her speed.
Oh, we're going to get a late
pressure.
hook. We're going to get a late hook, which is exactly what I was afraid I saw on that play.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. Lulu was playing hard. She was making a hard hockey play.
That's the right call at 4 minutes, unfortunately, for Wayzata.
What a swing of emotions here, Chris. The girls go from cheering on the bench, being up 2, to now you got to kill a penalty.
So it'll be, looks like Buboltz with Harn, Abood, and Mead. One out front. That'll play to the point. It's going to find Harn's stick. Harn just wants to get deep. She'll play smartly to the corner. Buboltz will chase. Mead will back off. That one's in hard. Mead will play it back into the corner. Buboltz is going to chase. She'll steer off that one. That one's reversed. Mead's going to harass. Now Chaska out of the zone. They'll gather. That one's back out. Buboltz is going to find it on her stick. She'll enter deep. She's going to look for a change. Held and covered. And we'll get a face-off.
You know, 323, the message here is make hard plays, make simple plays, no turnovers. Get pucks deep. If you got ice, take it, but don't give them anything.
So Russo takes this one, the bouncing face-off. That'll go deep by Joseph. Russo's going to win the race to the wall. She'll play around. Careful. Now it's off into the skates of Chaska. Russo's going to play on the wrong side of that one. Now Suraju.
Gap.
Everybody's got to gap up and play here. Joseph chasing. Steered to the corner by Alvarez. That shot comes now out to the point. A little bit of fan now to the defenseman. That hits a skate. Russo's got to try to clear a bouncing puck. Eventually she does. Gathered up now by Chaska. Buboltz will come on. Jinx will gather that one. Reverse behind her own net. Now placed out. Buboltz wasn't expecting it. That one plays hard to the corner. Jinx isn't going to chase. Now she's late to the party. She takes out 2. Eyes around. Novak's turn. Come on, Wayzata. See what's happening in front of you. That's a point shot. Steered blocker saved by Alvarez. Loose. Saved again by Alvarez. Dangerous. 9 seconds left here in the power play. 5. Played out to the point. Joseph's going to get that one. Hard cross-check by Jinx, who saved that play. Knocked down. That was a clearing attempt. Fries knocked it out of the play. Buboltz then up the ice. We're going to get icing. I'm not sure why, as that had a chance to be played.
Yeah, a scrambly shift there. Obviously short-handed, but I think Angie did a good job standing her ground. Protect the house, back in, get it out. There's nothing wrong with
There's
ice.
no timeout in league play. No such thing. This isn't a tournament, folks. We play on.
The Chaska coaches are laughing. They're trying to get away with one there. These D6 refs know what they're doing.
So this is played out front, cleared, and through the zone. 142 and ticking in this hockey game.
Important to keep a high forward here. Even when you have zone pressure, keep a high forward.
Hendricks is going to kick. A little bit of miscommunication. She's got to get the line. She tries to get deep, but she steered off the puck at the half wall. Nonetheless, the effect is the same. That one plays into the shin. Hillman will play this one around the wall, 117 and ticking. Up the wall, hard pinch. That's going to be icing if it's got the legs, and it does. Wayzata is going to get a face-off. to the left of the Chaska goaltender. 1:08 left in this hockey game. Hendricks, bouncing puck face off, held and won by Hendricks. That'll play off the wall, high off the glass, into the corner and deep. 1 minute. That one's out to the point. Fried will gather that one, tip through, hits the goaltender's one of the two C's in her sweater, Shane, and stoppage of play with 56 seconds left in this hockey game.
Yeah, best defense is a good offense. Keep it in there and don't give them a chance to pull their goalie.
This one's won by Wayzata. Bubolt's dumped on the effort. That plays out to the point. Bouncing puck skips. Dangerous here for Wayzata. Mead's going to chase the corner. That one's in. Empty net. Wayzata, fire! Fire, Bood! 6-on-1. That one's played out, and we'll get icing with 30 and a half seconds on the clock in this hockey contest. Oh, okay. All right. So it'll be Harn with Jenks, Russo, Suraju, and Morris. I think Morris. I don't see her yellow. Oh, there it is, the yellow tape. Jenks will play that one to the wall. She'll look to just kill time. Now she'll find some free space. That hits its joint. Suraju out of the zone. And it'll be Nichols back in free. That's a hook by Morris. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. And it's going to find Wayzata down one skater, 11 seconds, as they're going to look to hold this 3-2 lead in the hockey game. Kind of want to see the Wayzata coaches ask for their timeout at this point, Shane.
Yeah, I think we got this. Win this face-off, smother it in the corner. Win this face-off, smother it in the corner. Gotta win it.
It's a face-off, tied up, loose in the slot, kills a little bit of time, 7 seconds. Puck's loose, played out. We're gonna get off the wall, 1 second. And that is a Wayzata Trojans victory for Angie Alvarez. You can see how exciting and how important this game is for the Wayzata Trojans, Shane.
Absolutely. You know, they've had this game circled a lot like the Dangle Fest tournament, but, you know, it's going to be fun all year. I mean, this is a good hockey team. We've played them twice, the 2 really good games. I think we play them at least a couple more times. It'll be a fun year playing those guys.
So, final score here is 3-2 Wayzata, the victors on this very important NFL Sunday, Shane, if you're a Vikings fan.
Well, and I mentioned it to the parents, but I think it might be due in order. I kind of called this a little bit of a Wayzata victory. Maybe go out for dinner, watch the Vikings game. I don't know.
Just enjoy the Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. Everybody's got to go back to work. I think 2025 starts